Hello, Dallas. I want you to imagine this. A little 5.5-year-old mini-me is on her way to school for the first day ever. Now, back then, we did not have 4-year-old kindergarten. In fact, we had no kindergarten whatsoever. We walked straight into the first grade. And not only that, we walked into a classroom in this little school where the first grade was on one side, the second grade was on the other side, and we had one teacher. And it was her first day to teach ever. So at the end of the day, she was at the end of her wits. And I remember hearing the bus come up, and when it did, I was really excited because I was going to get home and tell my mom about my first day. And I leaned up, and I remember I did not yell, but I leaned up and I said, "The bus!" And this was obviously Miss Simpson's final straw. She came down out of her tree, and she gave me 1,000 sentences to write. 1,000 sentences! And I couldn't write. It was my first day of school. So not only did she give me 1,000 sentences, she also didn't give me a sentence that said, "I will not yell out," or "I will not talk out loud." Here was a sentence that I had to write. "I will not yell out when the school bus is coming." So not only did I not know what 25 was, certainly didn't know what 1,000 was, and now this is 2,000 sentences. And then wrap your mind around the fact that I had parents who actually supported teachers. And as a result, my mom always said, if you get in trouble at school, you are in triple trouble at home. Now, of course, I couldn't multiply at this point either, but looking back, that is 6,000 sentences, a lit up butt, or both. And so my stomach was absolutely on fire. So I remember getting off that bus, running straight through the house. I looked like I was doing an Imodium AD commercial. I ran to the bathroom. I could have crapped through a screen by the time I got home. My stomach was so nervous. Stayed in the bathroom as long as I possibly could, burst out of the bathroom, burst into tears, and thankfully my mother or father never said a word. I think the punishment was a little bit harsh, so they never said a word. And my brothers, my mother, and my father, we all wrote the sentences. And thankfully the next day and the next year, they took my brother and I out of this little country school, and they put us in another school where the teacher promptly says, "We are going to give you a reading test." Well, test was bad enough, but reading, I knew that I couldn't read yet. So she did a test for us, and I remember her saying, if you need a little extra help, you'll be going to Miss Smith's class. And so in my mind, I thought I was going to have to go to a special class like with the mentally handicapped folks. So I was in a really, really bad place there. And as a result, Miss Sanford, she had to help me with every single word that I said. But Miss Sanford, I think, judged me. And she thought, this little girl's going to be fine. She comes from a good family. And as a result, it was the worst mistake academically that could have ever been made. And it was one of the biggest mistakes in my life. I never learned how to read properly, ever. So every day I would go to school, and I would hate it, and I did the very best I could, but it was awful. And it was really, really hard on the self-esteem. And as a result, every day up until I got into about the 8th or 9th grade, every bit of passion I didn't have for school, I found in athletics. I found my tribe. And during that same time, 14, 15 years old, I got hold of a book, well, actually 2 books. One was called The Power of Positive Thinking, and the other one was called Think and Grow Rich. And out of all of that text, the one sentence that I took away, and the one sentence that I want you guys to take home with you tonight, it changed my life, and it's been responsible for the beautiful life that I've led to this day. If you want something, you have to see and feel it done already. So if you want anything, you have to see and feel it done already. So these books were very motivational. So I thought, well, let me give this a try. So I did, and right before big tournaments, right before big games, I would wake up early, and I would imagine. I would wake up, go to bed. When I would go to bed, I would imagine. And so I would literally see us winning great tournaments. And I would see not the serves, not the setting. What I would see is the finish. And I would see all of us jumping in circles. I would see us all slobbering and snotting and crying. And I would see my parents coming down out of the stadium. I would see my coaches hugging. I saw it done already. I shared it with my teammates, and guess what? We won. We won a lot. Fast forward a little bit. One of my very best friends, Lana, and I would lie with our heads head to head, and we would imagine our lives, our business lives. Both of us thought we would work together. We were really great at brainstorming. And so we would imagine what it would be like. And I could see my office. The office we thought was going to be an advertising office. I saw the receptionist here. Straight through, there were glass shelves, and there were crystal vases and beautiful artwork, and straight through those shelves, you could see this beautiful, beautiful table, beveled glass, giant conference table, and around that conference table were fine, fine, fine leather chairs. And so we knew that that was what we were going to do. Now you fast forward just a few years, and Lana and I both have owned our own successful small businesses. In fact, you are here tonight in her gorgeous theater, and I am here tonight because of her generosity. And so I want to thank you, Lana, from the bottom of my heart, my sister. I really do appreciate that. Isn't this beautiful? It is absolutely beautiful. So you fast forward a few more years, and I manifest 2 sons from this infertile body. Let me explain. Both of my children are test tube babies or in vitro babies. I found out after several years that I could not have children. But I remember that statement. If you want something, you have to see and feel it done already. So I knew that I wanted that. And I saw not a little girl, never a little girl, I saw a little boy. And he had dark hair. And he was about 15 months old, had a little diaper only, and it was a little bit saggy. And he was running around and around the kitchen and dining room partition. And I was nipping after him, and he was laughing hysterically. And I saw that. But surgery after surgery and pregnancy after pregnancy, the chances diminished. And so the only way I could ever get pregnant was in vitro fertilization. Well, that was $15,000 for a try, and there was about a 27% chance that I would get pregnant. And I simply could not do that with the job that I had. There was absolutely no way. So I had to go ahead and move on with my life. And little did I know that the universe was shifting for me, because I ended up in a career where I was selling education. One of the classes that they were selling there was cosmetology. So I love business, and I knew I could own my own business, and I still had that creative flair. So I get into cosmetology, consult my way through a $6,000 school, and I end up in cosmetology, have 3 salons, and the beauty business has been very, very good to me. And so I ended up giving myself a $15,000 birthday gift for my 34th birthday. And when they implanted those 6 embryos inside of me, I had to lie on my belly for 30 minutes, and guess what I saw? I saw that little boy running round and round and round that kitchen partition, and I was nipping after him. It was so real that I even smelled the pee-pee in his diaper. Seriously. And he's here tonight from Auburn. And then I said, I got to do this again. He's so awesome. Let me have another. So when they implanted 3 embryos in me this time, I was lying on my belly, and I saw from a distance 2 shadowy figures. One was taller, one was shorter. And as I walked up towards them, the light came upon them, and it was 2 little naked boys peeing off the front porch. And I have both of those beautiful manifestations here with me tonight, and I am thrilled to say that they're here. Best thing that ever happened. I'm the luckiest mom on the planet. All right, Zay. So as you can see, these are just some highlights of things, but my entire life has been built around that one sentence, because I could see it and feel it done already. I've been able to share this with my family and friends that are in a circle around me, but I want to share it on a very large basis. Fast forward a couple more years, and I'm listening to YouTube University. That's what we call it in my house, YouTube University. Everything you ever wanted to know. and I come upon TED Talks. Now, I don't know if you know what TED Talks are, but TED stands for Technology, Entertainment, Design, and their logo is Ideas Worth Spreading. Now, anyone on the planet can do a TED Talk. It can be a world leader, it can be a mother, it can be a cop, it can be anybody who has an idea worth spreading. It is one of the most prestigious stages on the universe right now. It is absolutely a huge platform. There's also TED Talks, TEDx, which are smaller talks in smaller regions. But it is absolutely an amazing platform. And so each TED Talk is 18 minutes or less. The speaker has to be nominated. And every single TED Talk starts the exact same way. You can hear the end of the clapping from the intro, and then people walk out onto a signature red carpet. Let me show you a couple of examples.
I'm a professional troublemaker.
Okay, and then so when I saw this, I said to myself, I said, Self, and Self said, huh. I said, that is a huge platform. And Self said, yeah, you know, if you got that, your speech is interpreted into 100 languages. It can be seen millions of times. And you could manifest the partners that you need to help you with this children's foundation that you want to start. I said, you're right. And so Self said, manifest it. And I said, okay. You know, there has to be somebody on that carpet, right? It can be anybody. So why can't it be me? So I was just naive enough and just bold enough, and I got all of the applications done, and I manifested my first TED Talk. And do you want to know how I manifested it? Yes. So let me show you. And this is how you manifest anything in your life. Now, some of you here are not wanting to do maybe a TED Talk, but there's something you want to change about your life, there's something you want to improve in your life, or there's something you want to bring about. Manifest means to bring about. And so there's 5 steps in my mind. And the first one is to ask. And you literally go to the universe, and that's exactly what I did. And I prayed to God, if this is your will, if this is what you'll have me do, please bring the people, the circumstances, and things into my life so I can make a difference. And so I asked. And then you have to maintain this really super positive state. And you have to avoid negativity at all costs. You know how you hear somebody say, oh, that just went up right over my head? Well, that was your opportunity. And so when you're down here in negativity, when you're down here gossiping, and when you're down here stuck in a situation, bad things happen to everybody. They really do. But in my case, I say, what's the lesson? And I get over the lesson just as quickly as I can so that I can use it as a speed bump and get right on down the road. Everybody wants to be on a bus that is going somewhere, and nobody wants to be on a bus that's going nowhere. So you have to stay in the positive state. And then I have to see and feel it done already, that same sentence. So the first thing I did is I went to Amazon. I had to get myself in that state. So what did I do? I went and ordered this bad boy. And so it stays in my bedroom, and I use it to meditate. I've learned how to meditate. It's awesome. So you ask, and then you see and feel it done already. You wrap it in contribution and compassion. You can do things without giving back, is possible, but I don't think that a lot of these people who do that are really happy or complete when they do it. So if you wrap it in contribution and compassion, always find a way to give back when you're asking for something. I think it moves the universe quicker. Boldly and creatively act upon your idea. That's my favorite word, boldly. And I'll show you how I did that. And expect to receive, and receive with overwhelming gratitude. So what I did after I got my carpet, learned how to meditate, and then this is on my mirror. I said red lipstick on my bathroom mirror. There is my placemat. Everything that I do you like my jewelry? Notice the shape of it? Everything I do, I eat, I sleep, and I breathe it. I have messages sent to my phone. Ted rhymes with red, and red is my new favorite color. I have messages sent all the time. I meditate. I even went and I recorded the clapping at the beginning of the TED Talks. And then I meditate. I do that when I wake up. And again, I'm just obsessed with it. And then it's time to wait. And I'm like, what else can I do? What else can I do? What else can be bold? What else can push me forward in this? So I actually went and acquired a theater. And then I had a videographer come in. And I had them do a professional talks for me. And then I actually went and bought a domain name, Melissa Twigg Talks, and then I put it in a portfolio, put those in a portfolio, and then I made a pledge to myself. I will spend no less than 1 hour per week, and I will have no less than 5 invitations per week to visit my website. It'll go on YouTube University, and it'll be on my website, and I'll send these enticing notes to people. And they'll make them want to go look at it. And then I'll say, if this doesn't speak to you, please forward it to someone that it will speak to. And so then I wait and I wait. So you are not in charge of this. You're not in charge of the details, and you're not in charge of the universe. You just continue to keep yourself up here so that you are ready to receive. And that's exactly what I did. The next thing I did is I got to go back to when I was in high school. I have got to see and feel it done already. So I recorded the clapping, and then I saw myself walking out onto the stage. And I don't know what I spoke about. I don't know much of anything, except I saw myself leaving the stage. And I was really, really proud, and I was almost running off the stage. And it's because I had my sons meeting me after the talk. And they were so proud of me. And they had that look on their face. You know, nobody thinks their mom is cool. But these kids are like, Mom, you really, really did this. And I see that, and I saw it. I've seen it done already. And I wait. Well, just like I never learned how to lose really easily or gracefully, I have never learned how to be patient. I've never learned how to wait. But it's not in my time. So I wait, and I continue to meditate, and then I wear my jewelry, then I send myself notes on the phone. And then it happened 6 months, 8 days, and 14 hours after I went to the universe and asked, I want you to know that I got the phone call. And it was an English accent. Maybe it's Scottish. I'm not very good. But he says, may I speak with Melissa Williams or Melissa Twigg? And I said, this is she. He said, this is Marshall Edward from TED Talks. And I said, I know it is. What took you so long to call? And so he laughed. We laughed together. He says, you know, you were nominated. We have to do these rehearsals. We have to do this and that. And I remember saying, I will never get all of this. Will you please send? He said, oh, yes, we do this all the time. We'll send this to your email. But I just have to ask you something. He said, is it possible for you to make November 11 work? And I said, November 11. Oh my gosh, that was the day that I had set aside to bathe my cat and rearrange my sock drawer. But I'm going to make an exception. Yes, of course I can. What a huge honor. Thank you so much. I hang up the phone, and I was like, I was so excited. I called both boys. I called my son, I manifested a TED Talk. I called the other one, son, I manifested a TED Talk. Wow, Mom, that is so cool. You're kidding me. Then I called my girlfriend. I said, I manifested a TED Talk. And she said, what's a TED Talk? And then I called another girlfriend, and I said, I manifested a TED Talk. And she said, what is manifest? And then I called my parents, I called my teachers, I called everybody on my phone. I ran around my living room, I ran around my house, I ran around my neighborhood, and I did not sleep for 49 hours straight. I have never been so proud, I have never been so happy, and beyond a shadow of a doubt, it was the best day of my entire life so far, because I saw it done already, and it came to pass. Okay, well, listen, that last part hasn't happened just yet. But what happened here tonight is that I put myself in that state. And not only did I put myself in that state? I put all of you in that state with me. I've got lots of energy, as you might can tell, but now I just had everybody in this room. I had all of your energy with me. I had my energy. I'm up here. I put myself in that state, and I am in a state to receive. And I can tell you this, you being here tonight and our energy together, it is so powerful, and it's almost like I just saw an atomic bomb of electrical energy just hit this floor and go straight out of this theater and into the universe. And I'm telling you, if you have anything that you want to bring forward, if there's anything that you want to do in your life or any mission that you need to do, if you'll follow these steps like I've been able to do my entire life, you can have a beautiful life, have any life that you want. It doesn't matter where you started your day. It doesn't matter where you started your life. And it doesn't even matter if you never learned how to read properly. You can manifest the life that you want. And if you watch me, follow me on melissatwiggtalks.com, I bet you're going to see that I have manifested exactly what I set out to do. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Carpe diem.